fun. Oop, we have a commander duel, but they break it off at the last moment. Oh, that could have been exciting. This Wraith Lord really hasn't been doing jack the entire game. Just walking around slowly and hitting stuff. Everyone can just fleet of foot away. Except, of course, for the Wraith Guard, and we did see him fight the Wraith Guard at first, but not so much now. I would really be... Well, I guess he's using him to defend the VP, that makes sense, but I would try and be taking out the enemy's Wraith Guard with my Wraith Lord. It's risky, because maybe I'll lose the Wraith Lord, but he is certainly the best suited to taking on the Wraith Guard. The Howling Banshees are good, but they just don't put out enough damage. In enough time, it looks like. The Wraith, I don't know, something always shows up and chases them off. Whereas the Wraith Lord, the only thing that's really going to chase him off is the Wraith Guard. And of course, if he's fighting the Wraith Guard with a sword, he doesn't have to worry about being chased off by them because he knows where they are. They're under his sword, and we have 2 minutes 37 seconds left. I'm clicking the little button to see how many resources they have. They have a bunch of everything, so they can buy whatever they want. Now it's just a question of who clicks the fastest. No, this is not StarCraft 2. It's really a question of who chose the nicest colors to paint their army in. Look at this fight on the upper right. We have some fantastic suppression on these Howling Banshees from the other Howling Banshees, but the Wraith Lord is in the fight, and that is definitely tipping the balance. Dark Primarchs units being devastated right here, has to pull out, almost lose the Guardian squad. 1 Guardian left in that Guardian squad. That was pretty ugly. Meanwhile, in the north, upper, left, west thing, forces off some Guardians on his own, and might actually kill this Wraith Guard squad. We'll see. The Wraith Guard are meleeing each other, it seems like. That's pretty interesting. Okay, now Umpire1's going to pull out ahead there, too. So Umpire1 might win this if he can get the VPs on his side. You see the VPs ticking down very, very low for both players. This is exciting. I don't know who's going to win, and if you know who's going to win, it's because you've already watched this replay because it got like 600 downloads. Whatever, exciting. The Wraith Guard guarding the middle bottom power node for Dark Primarchs. Yeah, maybe not so much. Repositioning them to guard the VP, which is of course where they should have been in the first place when the game is this late. Everything should be tasked for fighting the VP, and both players have enough to unleash a Eldritch Storm. Eldritch being Latin for blue. And look at this Wraith Guard just wailing on dudes with a sword. Wraith Lord, sorry. That is one of my favorite sync kills. He's got a dude on a sword, he pulls it off his sword, looks at him a bit, drinks him like a cup of soda, and tosses him away. So wow, this is extremely close. Yeah, it's really going to come down to that Wraith Lord, I think, because the only thing that Dark Primarchs has that can take on that Wraith Lord is his Wraith Guard. Oh, we have a Eldritch Storm on those Warp Spiders? No, it's another call-in of Warp Spiders on the Warp Spiders. Okay, there's a thread on the forums if you want to memorize all the call-in icons, but I can't be bothered doing that. So it looks like we have 1 VP capped for each person. Dark Primarchs capping the VP on the left, and has Wraith Guard there to guard it. Howling Banshees there too. Why isn't... Oh, Umpire1 just took a little too long to cap the one on the right, but now he's getting it. Shuriken plan in cat form. Can it fight off the Fireseer in the north? I'm guessing it can. And this will go to Umpire1. Exciting game. He's got all 3 VPs. I would say the... Oh, play back over. Ooh, let's go to the stats screen and then I'll talk to you there. Escape, menu, exit game. Alright, so I would say Dark Primarch's big failing was not utilizing his Wraith Guard to their full potential. And maybe building the wrong stuff. He didn't need that Falcon. He needed something to take on that Wraith Lord. Maybe his Wraith Guard would suffice, maybe not. I'm guessing probably not. But he needed something to take on that Wraith Lord. Maybe even his own Warp Spiders with a Haywire Grenade would have slowed it down enough for his Wraith Guard to kill it. I don't know. In any case, he wasn't able to fight off that Wraith Lord, and subsequently he couldn't use his Wraith Guard in every sort of situation. He always had to be afraid of the Wraith Lord. Blah, 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 and always... stuff like that. So, looking at the overview, Umpire1 has a much larger bar, and since we're judging people on bars these days, I would say he's a much better person, morally and physically. Commander level, I don't really care about that. Units, units killed, units lost, units reinforced. Ooh, how interesting. Well, Umpire1 killed 101 units, but Dark Primarchs only lost 86. So, I guess they can't do math where Relic is. How does that even work? Let's go to resources. Holy guacamole! Umpire1 collected far more power. I guess we could have predicted that. And he also had the requisition lead, although 700 requisition, 10%, a fair amount. But really the big deal here, you see 7 power built, 7 power lost by Dark Primarchs, 4 power built, 0 power lost by Umpire1. And so he built half as much power, but he collected almost twice as much. And why? Because he harassed his opponent's power, and that's the big deal. And then we look at the points captured, points lost thing, and that doesn't tell us too much. I don't know what strategic points means. Is that how many they captured or lost? Can't be. So I hope you enjoyed this shoutcast. And if you didn't, it's not like you have a lot of other options.